You have just landed here in Canada and wondering what to do next. Opening a bank account, getting your social insurance number, your provincial ID card, your SIM or accommodation. Well, I got you all covered. It's Canada Voice, voicing all your questions with personal, legit experiences. Let's get into it. So the first and the most important thing any newcomer to Canada has to do is getting your study or work permit printed. This permit has to be printed only by the Airport Immigration Authority upon your arrival, and it cannot be printed anywhere else. So before leaving your airport, be sure to get this paper printed. For a more detailed video on every step and procedure you go through in the airport upon your arrival, I have made an exclusive video for all these steps, so check that video out. Now let's talk accommodation. Accommodation is not cheap here in Canada, and doing this mistake could cost you a lot. I have seen a lot of newcomers and immigrants do this one mistake. We tend to find and hurry upon getting a rental space before even landing here in Canada. Photos usually posted on these sites might be when the property was new. So now the property might be very old, there might be problems of bed bugs, or sometimes there are a lot of people sharing this small space here. Once you land, since you have paid the deposit, you might be forced to live there for at least 6 months or a year. Coming to the scam, a lot of people just post property and listing that does not even exist. They just take photos from random websites of houses, post it with a random address, and you think it's real, pay the deposit. So once you land here in Canada and reach the property, you would see a complete new stranger living there. You don't have a property to stay at that moment. So what I suggest you to do is get an Airbnb or book a hotel, come into Canada, then start your house search. What I would say is come about 20 to 2 weeks before your university or college begins. You will have plenty of time to find the perfect unit for renting. So here are the main websites that actually helped me personally search for a rental property. I use Facebook Marketplace. I joined in Facebook groups for accommodations. So you just go, say for instance, you're in Toronto or Vancouver, just type in Vancouver rental properties or Toronto accommodations, and you will get a lot of groups. WhatsApp groups also help. Padmapper is another underrated website which actually helps you find suitable property at the suitable location, showing it on an exact map. Then Kijiji and Craigslist. So ask these few important questions to the person renting you out the property. Ask them whether the hydro is included, Wi-Fi is included, and whether there is a laundry. Check whether there are amenities like refrigerators, stoves, microwaves. Inquire how many people are actually sharing that unit, because sometimes there are a lot of people sharing and the bedrooms will just be 2 or 3, and there might be a bathroom issue by sharing. Now, once you like the property, just walk around that home and check whether there are accessible grocery stores, transit stations, because it's very important here. Transit stations being close by is a real blessing. Check whether the neighborhood is safe and suitable to your needs. And as an extra bonus, check whether there are gyms or community centers or library, because those things will come in handy as you go along your stay here in Canada. I love exploring the city. Canada is a beautiful country, and to do that affordably is getting a transit card. So whichever province you land in, be sure to check out their province transit card in that particular city, because that is the most affordable way you can travel anywhere, everywhere, and enjoy your stay here. And it's the best mode of transport to even your university. So here in Vancouver, we call it the Compass card. We use it to travel in every TransLink public transportation. TransLink consists of buses, SkyTrains, which is the metro trains over here, and the Sea Bus. All you need to do is get yourself a Compass card. There are two kinds of Compass card. One is the Orange Pass and one is the Blue Pass. The Orange Pass is usually given to full-time students studying in government authorized institutions. So these have a discounted monthly fare and helps students save a lot. The Orange Compass card is only provided by your university, so be sure to check it at your university website or the student center of your university and college. So coming to the blue compass card, which is the most common amongst every students and work permit holders. Getting the blue compass card is very simple. You could get it at the nearest SkyTrain station, where you will see a few of these automated teller machines. So these machines are well simplified and well explained, so you don't have to worry about it. As you reach these machines, just click on make a new card and you will be paying a charge of $6 and you will get your own blue compass card from the machine itself. And then you could top up as much money as you want, or you could get yourself a monthly pass, and the monthly pass works based on zones. So as you can see, there are 3 SkyTrain lines, which is the Canada line, Expo line and the Millennium line. But zones are not depending on the line, rather parts of the selected area, as you can see in the map. I was confused thinking each line represented each zone, but no, the zones divided by the area. So be sure to check where your university or workplace is and where you'll stay, and take the zones appropriately, as each zone costs different. There are a few exclusive tips and tricks on using a compass card, how to save money, and a few of the gizmos you can get, like special limited edition compass cards and a few different shapes and sizes too. So stick around and subscribe. Now let's get our SIM card. Phone number is very important to just contact everyone for your internet, and it's even used in a lot of government offices for getting your provincial ID card, and even it's a very important detail for your bank. So there are a bunch of important network carriers here in Canada, as you can see, Bell, TELUS and Rogers. What I got myself was FIDO. I'll be leaving a few important websites of these carriers down in the description for you to do your own research, as every intake season different carrier promotes a different offer, especially for students. So be sure to check it out and choose a carrier wisely. And the best carriers are Rogers, Bell and TELUS, with really great network coverage all around the provinces. What I had was FIDO, as they had a very popular and very trendy offer going on when I came to Canada. All the carriers have the same procedures, same document requirements. So I visited the nearest FIDO office, took my study permit and my passport. So if you're having a work permit, just carry your work permit along with you. So you just go to the office, meet an associate there, give your passport and your study permit, and that's all they need. And yes, here's a tip. Be sure to ask them whether there is any student offer exclusively, because for students sometimes they have hidden offers which you might be lucky, like there might be a waiver on your setup bill, which is usually $50, and you get a redemption on it. And there are a few perks for student exclusively, so be sure to check it out and don't miss on these special offers. So anyone who wants to buy a FIDO SIM card or is planning to buy a FIDO SIM card, use my referral link down in the description for 1 month free top up. Any plan, any GB, any data or any subscription you have, you will be getting 1 month free. So use my referral link down below in my description and don't miss this offer. Now coming to the social insurance number. So the SIN number is very important for any individual, whether on work permit or student permit, to work here and get paid here in Canada. So what this social insurance number does is it keeps a track of all your employers, all the transaction you go through with your employers, and all the amount of money you have been paid and received by your employer. And this number is very important, and this detail should not be shared with anyone except your employer and sometimes the bank, as this might lead to any identification theft. So be sure you keep this number safe. Now, getting your SIN number. As you arrive here in Canada and move into your accommodation, all I want you to do is open up Google Maps, search in the nearest Service Canada office. Service Canada does not take any appointments, so be sure to visit the place before the opening hour. The opening hours is like 9 a.m. in the morning, so just check the latest opening hours on the Google Maps. What I did was I reached the location at 7:30 itself, and there was already a big queue, and since it's intake season, there will be plenty of students queuing up in the morning early itself. This is on a first come first serve basis, so try to be there on time. Coming to the documents, just carry your passport, your study or work permit, and maybe an extra document of your own home country, like a driving license from your home country or a national ID card. Just have your address handy. Anywhere, it could be your Airbnb address, your rental address, or your hotel address. You just need an address. As you go inside, there will be an officer which will be assigned to you, and they will ask you a few general questions about your course you're studying, the duration of your course, and the place you are coming from, and how you're feeling here in Canada, and just a few simple questions which I am sure will be easy for you to answer confidently. So you will be getting another A4 size paper. There will be a number of 10 digits, which is your social insurance number. Keep this paper very safe. So once you get your social insurance number, you don't have to do any other step or procedure by visiting the Service Canada. Only the students have to visit the Service Canada once again once they get their work permit to update a few details regarding their work permit and connecting it with their social insurance number. Now moving forward, let's talk about the Provincial ID Card. This Provincial ID Card is very important as a lot of immigrants, work permit or student permit, have to carry their passport along with them wherever they go, and that's not safe. So the Provincial ID Card helps solve this issue. Each and every province has their own kind of an ID card and different requirements on getting them. So be sure to do your research. Since I'm here in Vancouver, I'll be sharing you my experience by getting the British Columbia Identification Card, the BCID. You go to your nearest ICBC office, where the ICBC office is where you do your driving license as well, where we will be discussing shortly. The ICBC does have an appointment system, but the wait time is very long due to the intake season. It takes like 2 to 3 weeks or even more than a month. So what I would suggest is you could take advantage of the walk-in timings, which is usually very early in the morning. What I did, I went at 7 o'clock itself, because the walk-in timings are usually at maximum 10 o'clock and it's on a first come first serve basis. The documents required for getting your BCID is your passport, your study or work permit, and a national ID card like a driving license or a national ID from your home country, your address and a phone number. And once you enter the office, you will be guided to a receptionist who will ask you your requirements, and you just tell them you want a BCID and want to register for it, and you will be given a token and redirected to another counter. And once you're here at this counter, the officer will ask you for all these documents and a few general questions on what's your name, date of birth, your course you're studying, and they will be asking you a few general questions on your height, eye color and hair color. And then the officer will take a photograph of you, and be sure to give an authentic address because this ID card will be shipped to the address you have given them. So maybe do this ID card once you get into a rental property. Let me share you this neat thing that I was actually impressed by. Not a lot of people share this one, and you won't even be told about it at the ICBC office as you register for the BCID. So with all my impressed vibe going around, let's talk about the insurance. Be sure to share it with all your friends and family coming to Canada or who are planning to come to Canada, as this video consists of all the information and process you need to follow as you arrive here in Canada within your first few weeks. This is Canada Voice, voicing all your questions with personal experiences. See you in my next video. Bye bye. Cheers.